Welcome back to another Spirit Island video. In this video, I'm going to be playing some lure. I don't know what I'm going to be playing. I'm not playing this lair aspect. That's just gross. Let's get that out of there. Let's do let's do Sweden? Swedish? Yeah, I think we'll do Sweden. I think that could be kind of fun. We got board C. Not our best board. It's actually one of the worst boards into Sweden. And the reason for that is it does not matter what my starting terrain is. I'm going to be facing a city or a city build. So Sans is actually one of the better explorers for us. And the reason for that is I want to set up such that I can use my Softly Beckon to disrupt two builds. So like hopefully it's like jungle royal backing here. That'd be amazing. So it's wetland royal backing, not the end of the world. But like ideally, I would like to disrupt a lot of these lands. So I think I'm going to gather everything over here into my my C7, and we'll go from there. So standard build with lure. I'm going to gain my energy. I'm going to go presence from bottom track, and I'm going to be playing both softly beckon as well as perils. And then I go with a plant. So this is a very standard build. You go with the second tier of your left innate as well as the second tier of your right innate. You then put this presence somewhere where you want to set up. So I'm going to go over here and we'll go from there, I think. Yeah, I think this is a very good spot to be in. Okay, actually, I have to really think here. So if it's, because it's either jungle or mountain. So yeah, I'm not gathering here. If it's mountain, I want to go here. Right, and this is the weakness to having board C. And that is there's not a land that's inland that can hit your whole coast. There are some boards in the game that do have this setup. A good example, well, I'll use board E because this is like the god tier board, right? But like here, for instance, I would grow into my E5, and then I'd be able to access pretty much any terrain type that I need. On this board, I have to gamble, right? So if I go here, I'm gambling that jungle is the follow-up, right? But if I grow into my C4, I'm gambling it's mountain. And it's actually pretty devastating, whatever route I take here. Because like if I go here and it's jungle, I'm devastated. If I grow here and it's mountain, I guess I'm not that devastated. So I guess I have to go here because that plays around the jungle edge case. Okay, so we reasoned through it. Let's see what we get, and it's the mountain. So of course we guessed wrong, but mountain is actually an easier explorer for us to deal with because we can handle this land. So softly beckon, we got to gather some stuff into this land, gather some towns, gather I guess I'll leave that explorer there. We'll gather we'll leave the explorer, we'll gather the beasts, we'll gather both Dahan, because now I've stopped that city build here. So I'm pretty happy with this setup. I then have perils, so one fear. Add the Badlands here. I get +1 range on the beast add, so I'm actually going to add the beast to my coast here. Oh, and I forgot to mention, I'm actually going to gather this explorer in versus this one. And the reason is right now my C2 is 6 damage with the explorer. By gathering the explorer out, it's 5 damage, which means it's 1 less blight from level 1. So very nice. I have the left innate. Oh, first, so I'm doing perils. I get to push 2 Dahan for my C5. This is where I could choose to gamble. I could push 2 Dahan from C5 to C2. I think I'm supposed to do that. My left innate replaces a town with an explorer, with 2 explorers. And then my right innate here is going to do 1 fear, and I can kill all of the explorers. So the biggest benefit to me not pushing the Dahan here is, one, it's not gambling, because basically I'm gambling for defense next turn. But the other thing is I can have all of the Dahan stuck in this land here, and I can play around edge cases, or I could play around like an escalation if that occurs on the wetland. Ooh, it could go either way, because if I go with the energy next turn, I can just get rid of this town here instead. The other thing is I can play around like fear cards. I think there's not enough upside to doing this. I think I'm supposed to just leave all four of them in my C5 because I think next turn I just play around getting rid of this town. I'm just really sad if it's not if it's back to back. I'm just pretty devastated. The question is do I gamble for the defend or not? I think so. Well, so here's the thing. The only benefit I get putting Han there is it gives me the counterattack, and it plays around a fear card that says strife with the land with the Han, or defend in a land with the Han. You know what? I think I'm supposed to keep him there in C5. Time passes. Now the next thing is, do I go with the element so I can hit my left innate and guarantee get rid of this town, or do I go with the power card gain looking for a defend? I think I do this. I'm going for the energy. I'm not greedy. I'm just very safe. So swallowed, 2 fear. I do 3 damage here, killing the town. That's outlooks. Hardworking settlers. I was about to say, wow, that is really unfortunate, but it is not. We're gonna go bottom here because this just generates a fear. We can skip this land. It also says beast count as badlands, and I actually could destroy this town. So major upside to our play here. Fear card, defend one and all lands, and the other one. So we actually would have. I'm very glad I did not take the gamble. Um, this is really sad though. That Seek company, I can't actually gather this explorer out. I actually don't have a target for my Seek company. I get to skip this Ravage because of hardworking. Hardworking is a good. It's just a busted card. I mean, this is why like this is one of those cards that should get taken out. I feel like there's never really a choice. There's always a right or wrong answer. It's like farmers. It's not as brutal as farmers, but like I'm massively ahead. The fact that I got to freely skip this Sands. Like if it's Sands back to back or if it's coasts, I'm afraid. But like now that hardworking just solved that, so like I go from having 3 out of 5 that makes the game very difficult to now only having 1 out of 5, and that 1 out of 5 is if it's mountains. So see what we get here. In its jungle, so didn't even matter. And we have the left innate here, so we can replace this town with 2 explorers. And we use our Gift of the Untamed Wilds to add a wilds here. Use our right innate, 1 fear, kill both explorers. Yeah, I mean, this is just phenomenal position here, right? I reclaim. This is where I play my my softly beckon as well as my perils. And I'm just looking to set up a kill box on my C4. And I could go power card gain. I gather both beasts, add beast badlands. Pretty much nuke that land. Okay, yeah, I'm supposed to get a power card here. Yeah, so I'm really glad I didn't gamble because this would have been my drafts and none of these actually do anything. And well, I shouldn't say do anything. I'll go with Weep just because it's a tri-element. I could go Spur. Really, it's just do I want the extra elements? I mean, it's what 1 energy, but I have the chance of getting my repeat. Just go with Weep. I mean, constancy is constancy, but it tends to be pretty weak on lure because it's completely off element. Life's balance tilt. So I'm not actually killing any buildings here, so the ability to pay for this card is something to really consider. And I drew an animal card, so I'm going to discard Weep. I'm going to pay an energy. I got to add a beast. We'll add that beast over here to C4. And that's a fast card, so we don't have anything that occurs here. Yeah, so everything has +1 health this turn. Ravage builds. Explores the mountain. Yep, 1 turn off. So I have some choices here. If I do all of my gathering here, I stop a ton of builds. So I think I'm supposed to use my left innate, place this town with 2 explorers. I use softly back in, gather, 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 gather these. No, I leave those guys there. Supposed to gather these guys, I believe. Perils, 1 fear, Badlands, beasts. Now I got 6 damage here. Yep, it's devastating. I actually don't even, I'm not even supposed to gather these Dahan because this is 4, 5, 6. Earth 5 +1 for the Badlands, so 6 damage. Beautiful. Time passes. We're just so far ahead here. I can actually just go major here if I really wanted to. Go major. Presence from top track. And we actually got one of the all-star cards with lure, and that is spiders. But I mean, we got rumbling, trees. These are all amazing cards. But spiders is just pretty much a god tier card on us, as we can threshold it on 2 plays. I believe we can. I might be wrong. No, we're missing the earth. Just kidding. As you guys can see, I'm an earth main. But the reason why spiders is so good on us, or it's so good on us, is because it's a skip card, and that allows us to handle the coast. So like next turn I play these 2 cards. Let's say I forget Weep. I think I just go Rumbling here. Because like next turn I can reclaim, throw Rumbling out, and just devastate the board. So Swallowed, 2 fear. I get 6 damage here. Goodbye. And that presence ignores 2 explorers. And like, look at jungle solved, mountain solved, just everything is solved. And like, here's the thing: if I didn't get hardworking, right, there's a town here because I have to mining rush, and then that means there's a city here. So that means like when I do the play I just did right now, I'd still have 5 damage here. So like, hardworking would have costed me a blight here and a blight here. Like that's how much value I got from picking bottom on hardworking. If that event was anything else, I'm at 2 blights and there's still a game. But because it was hardworking, the game just instantly trivialized. So Beast Destroy, sure. Add it to Han, sure. Your cards. Seek Company. Sure. Ravage, build, explore coasts. And that's actually why I decided to leave my Dahan here and not gather into C4. If there's a back-to-back like this, the Dahan can just trade in C3. So we have Gifted the Untamed Wilds. We'll add the Wilds over to here. And this is also why I went with Rumbling. Is, well, actually, taking a couple steps back, if I actually drew the skip would have actually stopped my C1 if I needed it to. But this is actually why I did grab Rumbling, is because now Rumbling will just completely wipe out my coast and the game is over. So left innate, we'll turn this into 2 explorers. Right innate, 1 fear, kill all of the explorers. And the game is actually just over here as I reclaim 2 energy, Rumbling, Swallowed. That is it. I also get the element. Doesn't really matter. I can't. It's not in any elements. It's just an element. I guess I'll go Moon. Thriving trade. Add a city. Sure. So city, disease, clever cooperation. Oh, I actually do not want to do clever cooperation because I need a sacred site. Sure. Ravage and builds. Explore is jungle wetlands. And we end the game with a nice rumbling earthquake. 1, 2, 3. 6 damage here. 2 damage here. I believe I missed that other city. And that is it. That is GG. So a very easy game with Lure. I mean, it was fun. The reason why I don't play the Spirit that often is the power of it. What it's doing is so strong. Like the card action you have is so strong. Both your Softly Beckon as well as your Swallowed are just insanely undercosted tools that just do so much for the spirits. I do love the tracks, the progression. Honestly, I don't know how I would nerf the spirits. I've kind of given up on that project of trying to rebuild spirits. It's just a very difficult task. I think it's a lot easier to be critical about things than it is to actually fix things. But I did enjoy this game. I can't wait until Lure comes to digital. If you like this video, like and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next video.